All right, fantastic. Welcome everybody to the RRR247 team conference call. My name's Niall Eddy. I'm living down here in Florida, the Sunshine State.
Oh, technical difficulty. Hang tight. His connection will come back, guys. Guaranteed.
You can't hear me?
Niall?
You can't hear me?
You froze up. Now you're good.
Oh my goodness, internet connection unstable. Wonderful. Where did I leave off? So my name is Niall Eddy. I live down here in Florida, the Sunshine State. I'm either close enough to Magical Kingdom that everybody likes to visit, we could say hi someday, or along any one of our lovely waterways that bring all the boats in and out for my second favorite pastime, which is fishing. I moved here 25 years ago, and I think Florida is probably one of my favorite places on the planet to live. Hawaii is probably one of my favorite places on the planet to visit. And listen, I've been in this industry for 34 years now. And over them 34 years, I've had a lot of great things happen, but I met the co-founders of our system 30 years ago. So 30 of my 34 years, I've been affiliated with Mr. Rickard, Mrs. Rickard, that you're going to be able to meet soon. This industry, guys, doesn't matter what you're looking for, part-time income, supplemental income, full-time career income, you got to have a plan, you got to have a system, you got to have things in place. And all the friction points that most people run into in trying to get a business started, especially on the internet, Rory has solved. He's taking care of it. Everything is getting easier. Everything's getting better. If you're looking for a great place to be and build a powerful business around a good community of people, you have found your home. 34 years ago, I walked away from my job, right? This industry opened up doors for me I didn't even know existed. I'm a construction worker that hurt his back, went back to school, be an aviation mechanic, get my associates in avionics. I went to work at the airport with some letters of recommendation. But before I finished school, something happened in my life and I was introduced to this industry. I didn't understand it, but I figured if I could just make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month to spoil my kids more on the weekends, then it was going to be a good thing. And because my kids are what I was all about, always have been, always will be. And now it's grandchildren though, and great grandchildren even coming onto the scene. So I finished school, I went to work at the airport, and it was about 8 months after I was at the airport, I realized this door that was open for me with this industry. I was already having more fun with my home-based business and making more money with my home-based business than I could ever make at the airport. So I walked away from that job 34 years ago, and I've never looked back. That's what I've done ever since. And 30 of those 34 years, I've been hanging out with the Rickards and the people I'm going to introduce you tonight. This industry, 2 years into it, it turned out to be the best decision I've ever made in my life. And it was validated by looking at my income. My income in a couple of months, I was making more than anybody I've ever known in my entire life, my family or otherwise, made in an entire year. So that kind of income was just mind-boggling for me, but it gave me the two things that I needed in my life. It gave me time freedom so I could spend more time with my kids, and it gave me financial freedom so I could do whatever I wanted with my kids or for my kids and do whatever our hearts desired, and not worry about how much I spent on that vacation and go home feeling guilty about it and have to work even harder to make it up. Time freedom, financial freedom, there's no better gift than you can give anybody, especially a parent, right? I was all about my kids for all that time they were growing up. I was that fortunate, lucky dad who got to put them on the bus, take them off the bus, go to every football practice, go to every volleyball practice, go to cheer camp with my other daughter. And when the high school needed a bowling coach, I raised my hand and volunteered to be their bowling coach because I loved the bowl, and it gave me another reason to spend some more time with my kids and their friends, right? I was the cool dad who had all the parties over at RRR, and every kid in the neighborhood wanted to hang out with my kids. So yours looked like in my house, and a constant flow, about 20 kids running through my house and running around the yard and swimming in the pool and enjoying life. That's the kind of dad I enjoy being. But it never would have happened if I wasn't introduced to this industry, right? It used to be work long days and hope I made it home in time for supper to eat with them. And if not, it was give them a kiss on the forehead, tell them I love them, go brush their teeth, go to bed, so we can get up and do that again. That's what the biggest thing that this industry has given me: time freedom, financial freedom, and the time with my kids. And if you guys are looking for something like that, you're going to find out you just found it. Welcome home. So I got to meet Rory Rickard first 30 years ago, like I said. And I was a young entrepreneur trying to build my business all over the country. I wanted to advertise in, the top 300 newspapers in the United States, right? And I needed a voicemail that could handle a lot of volume, handle it all. And everybody told me to go talk to this Rory Rickard kid, right? So I finally got a hold of him. I met him. He told me about the system he put in place. And I met this young man with just a lot of passion and a lot of interest in helping other people in any way that he could. He hooked me up with the great voicemail that I could run all of that volume through, but he also showed me how I could leave a message on that system as I built a network of people around the country, and I could shoot that message out to everybody at the same time, and they would all hear a voicemail from me. Now, it doesn't sound like much today, does it? But this was 1992. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have any of the technology that we had today, but we did have a young man with a passion for mass communication and helping a lot of other people. But when the internet did come out in 93, 94, when we all start putting these computers on our kitchen counters with monitors about this big, remember the two of you that carried in the house, or laptops. Well, laptops weren't even there yet. That was all desktops then. And they were either in an office, on a desk, or on the kitchen counter. We were all trying to get online and build our business. That's when Rory really found his niche, because to build an online business, we needed traffic and we needed leads. We needed people to talk to, right? He was the expert at that. He understood every bit of that. No one could produce the quality of leads he could produce, and no one could produce the quantity of leads that he could produce. And he took care of everybody. But it wasn't just this country now, it was on the internet. He was building a customer base globally, all over the place. The guy was always flying from country to country. When I called him, I never knew whether he was leaving the United States, going back to the United States, or what country he was in. Sometimes he was skiing down a mountainside, talking to me on the cell phone, because he just never stopped working. He had a passion and a love to help other people and build this like no one I've ever seen before. And when after becoming the first online guru in lead generation and building several successful marketing lead generation companies, he started building websites. And those websites, I'll tell you, they were simple back then, but they were producing better than anybody else could produce. The numbers that we got for using that system were brilliant, and no one else could guarantee that, and no one else could, because they couldn't guarantee it because they couldn't produce it. So he became the website guru then too, right? Rory has always been doing good. People always came to him. They need leads, they need websites, they need to learn how to advertise, they need to learn how to market. Then one day he told Tandy he was going to take some time off to teach other people how to do what he does. He built a system that you're looking at today. He built a training site that's going to help you learn everything that he's learned over the last 3 decades and dive into it, plug into it, and be able to get exactly out of this business what he knows we can all get out of this business. It's amazing what's happened. We've done a lot of great things over the years. We've sold and marketed a lot of different products and services, and we've always had something in place to help every new person, give them the training and give them the support that we know is needed to be successful online, but we've never, ever had it as good as we have it right now. The support system in place, the training system in place, and the products and services that we get to take to the marketplace are just unbelievable. In the beginning, it was 1 or 2 products. Rory built a page, there's a product on it. You learn how to build a page behind page. Now we got 2 or 3 products. Today, all these years later, we have hundreds of products that we can, and there's no limit to how many we can market. People come to Rory every single day because of the marketing army that he has built, saying, please market my product for me. Every day. He used to go out and look for those things. Now people are coming to him constantly and saying, Rory Rickard, please market my product for me. I see what you guys have done. There's no limit to what can go inside there. Now we have a page where we can represent hundreds of relevant products and services and take them to the marketplace and have a positive impact on other people's lives while you're building a great business for yourself on a great team of marketing, a marketing army, I'm going to call it, right? It's fabulous, and you're about to see how good it is. Now, I told you all Rory's whole story, but there's a co-founder here. Her name is Tanya. That's his wife, Tanya. When I met Rory first a couple of years after I got to fly out there and meet Tanya. I walked in the door and I met this young lady who was incredible. She was raising 7 kids, running several businesses, and helping Rory get this whole thing off the ground. One of the most organized people I've ever met, and schedules every minute and every hour, every day of every week of every month, and kept things ahead. That's how everything was. Could work as hard as he could, and she kept everything on track, moving along, scheduled and successful. I realized when I met them both and I seen them work side by side, why they were becoming the power couple that they are, and they have become one of the top power couples on this planet right now. Jim Rohn told me 25 years ago, the true legends on this planet are the people who find the ways to service the most other people. That's the definition of Rory and Tanya Rickard. Great minds, big hearts, always looking for ways to add to this system and help you be successful so that you can achieve whatever it is you came here to achieve. This is who you guys are getting in business with. And every time you hear them talk, you're going to see that for yourself. And when you get a chance to come to an event that we're doing somewhere around the country and shake their hand and look into their eyes and hear them speak live, you'll understand that and you'll know that too. They're great human beings, but they're servant leaders, and we've got a mission. What that mission started off with, Stacy, 10 million families. They wanted to touch 10 million families. And Stacy and myself and Linda and the other MSIs, we convinced them to up that number to 50, but I think we're going to actually ask them to change it again to go to for 100 million people. We want to go global. We want to be in every country and on every continent and be a household name. We want to do everything we can to give people a hand up, stomp out poverty in every little corner that we can find, bring equality to everybody, give common, ordinary people the chance to get online and make millions of dollars like these big marketing companies. There's no reason why we can't do it. Guess what? We're doing it already. Now you guys are a part of that. So welcome to RRR247. To the what? 23 brand new people that join, somewhere between 20 and 30 every week. It's great. You found your home here, and we welcome you with open arms. And as you meet the rest of the leadership, you're going to see that we're all like-minded people, and we're ready here. We're here to help you and train you and teach you and support you and give you everything you need to be successful here. And now, without any further delay, I hope I've given you a good idea of who you're in business with. But it's my pleasure to introduce one of our co-founders, maybe two, but I'm going to do one first, and if the other one's talking, then he'll introduce her. So my brother, my friend, younger than me, but he's turned into my mentor, and our co-founder of RRR247, Mr. Rory Rickard. I hope your microphone works better than mine. If the floor is yours.
Thanks, Niall. Should be pretty good, I think. Okay, so hello, everyone. I'm going to go through a awesome change on some things today. So today's Tuesday. It's our call every Tuesday. I see a lot of the new students, a lot of my new students are on, and we're really picking up some momentum here. And I want to just tell you again, Tuesdays, these are the do not miss calls. This is really important for new students, but also everybody that's working. This is your check-in, weekly check-in. And I want everybody to realize what they've done the past week since last Tuesday. And then let's plan what we're going to get done next week. And these are good habits to have. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and your web system, your PBS, your performance blogging system probably isn't going to be built in a day either. Now, everybody starts with an exact copy of a template from one of my sites that makes thousands of dollars every week. And that way you guys have a fully functioning setup system that you just need to modify, make yourselves the author of. So when we walk you through the training and you go through session 1 and you go through session 2, you should have a good understanding and have access to watch those videos to modify the pages. You modify the anchors first. That's the most important ones, because as you start doing that and you start marketing your system, even before you got all your other pages done, the anchors matter the most. After you modify the anchor pages, you're going to be modifying all your other pages, and that happens in step 2. Step 2 is what you do after session 2, and as you're working in towards session 3. Session 3 is where we get you involved in the other legs of marketing, the V marketing, which literally gives you access to start creating now money while we're building the PBS volumes, the Google AdSense money. All that stuff is all part of it. But we work with a lot of other legs of marketing because we're marketers. That's what we are. Get used to it. You're a marketer now. So Tuesdays, what have you done since last Tuesday? What are you going to do from now till next Tuesday? Map it out. You should have time set aside that you're building pages. Everybody should be participating in V marketing as soon as they can, and they should be doing that every day. in the matter of priorities, the 25, 30 minutes minimum that you put towards V-marketing should be number one on the priority list. That creates more momentum now than anything else. Now, that's priority one. Priority two is going to be the content and building your PBS pages, and then marketing your pages with link posting, social media marketing, and obviously the content that we create, and as we make it our own, make us the authors of those pages. Then it's just a matter of adding content and building on that. And that's something we work on all week long as well, right? We have trainings every day, right? Mondays, we got trainings. Tuesdays, we have trainings, especially this one. Wednesday, it's our wine and dine night, but also your team might be doing trainings on Wednesday. Thursday, we have a training hour, and that's where MSIs are helping build pages, show you how to do different things. There's also trainings on Fridays. Different groups are running those. This is a career for a lot of people. Saturday morning, I'm going to be building pages, focusing on things that we work on through the week. And that's that first hour. The second hour, that's the wine ambassador hour. We're always covering things that our number one anchor offer, right? Then the third hour, which tends to be 2 or 3 hours, right now going forward, is V-marketing training. I'm going to just stress this like a broken record. I told you guys ahead of time, I'm going to be a broken record. We are going to be there to help. Now, if you don't know how to do V-marketing, you're lost in V-marketing, you don't any issues, show up on Saturday. That is where we're going to have MSIs troubleshoot anybody that needs help. Okay. Now, I'm going to start doing a new thing on Tuesdays. Every now and then we have other programs to cover, but after the Tuesday hour, following that hour, like today, we're gonna touch base on anybody's Q&A that needs extra help or assistance on building pages or getting through the sessions or understanding anything. We're just gonna spend some time after the Tuesday call, just so we're not missing anybody. Now, we've got this incredible path that our instructors are following to walk people through things, and they're going to be, working on a system, and they work with those that show up. But we also want to, I want to put some catch-alls in place going forward, and that's going to be after the Tuesday call. And then on Saturday, right, you show up at the 9 o'clock, or, well, I guess it's the first hour. It's 8 Pacific in the morning, 11 Eastern, everything in between. So that first hour, we're covering a lot of things. The second hour is wine ambassador hour. Then we go to V-marketing. The thing about that is, while we're in V-marketing, we can segue and answer some things if things come up in the Q&A, but we want to make sure everybody's moving ahead. And if anybody's lost, we're going to go there. And that way we can see where there's a hole anywhere in our training with our teams, but we want to make sure everybody has access to move ahead and move faster. If you're not making the money you want to make, you show up on the V-marketing call, because that's where we can affect the income the most. So if you're not making the money you need to make, and I get lots of calls like, Rory, I'm not doing what I need to do. I need to backtrack. What do you need to do to catch up to where we're at? And let's get you doing V-marketing. And I'm going to push your comfort zones. If you push your comfort zones, it increases the money in your wallet. That's what happens. There's a correlation to pushing your comfort zones and creating income. You can ask Stacy anytime. Stacy, your comfort zones are pressed, and so are your incomes. It's how it goes. Right, Stacy?
Most definitely.
Right? Awkward, but you guys, we have a proven path here. And the only way it doesn't work is if you quit. So I'm just going to stress this on the Tuesdays, and I'm going to move on to some other areas. But Tuesdays, you want to check in. What did you do this last week? If you did nothing, well, this is great. You can turn on any time and go forward, right? And maybe you set a goal and you didn't make it all the way. Well, make note, you're making progress. Let's change those patterns. Let's get things going. How bad do you want your life to change? How bad do you want to have things come in? How bad do you want to quit that second job, third job? How bad do you want to replace the jobs altogether and work from home and be able to travel and have a lifestyle that you dream about? How bad do you want it? What are you willing to do? We're showing you what to do. We're giving you an exact roadmap to get there. And we're just going to drive it every week. All right? No nonsense. I always tell everybody, I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm here to get you where you want to go. I'm here to guide you on what we've already accomplished and are continuing to do so. So let's, we're going to pile on that. If you're having a problem modifying pages, guess what? Attend trainings. Watch the videos over and over again. Watch them all the way through. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you're skipping around and you think you're going to learn it right away, you're going to get lost. Follow the steps, right? Step 1 has a lot of things through it. Go top to bottom. Step 1. If you're doing step 2 and you skip through step 1, you're going to get confused. Go back to step 1. You can always go back. When in doubt, go to RRR247.com/RRR. Your instructors are there to guide you down the path, but you've got to read, you got to take ownership of it. And if you're having a hard time learning, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Everybody here is going to get a hand up. We're taking everybody with us. Lyle, I see that. All right. So Lyle, let's get your instructor on with you. But here's what's going to happen. Lyle, stay on after this call. Let's see where you're at. Let's get you back on the guidance. You guys, this is such a refined system. Anybody in the instructor corps can guide you where you need to go. No mysteries. No mysteries. So I'm just going to put this out there. If anybody's lost, second hour on Tuesday, we're going to do Q&A. We're going to cover different things, but that's where we're going to answer some things in general, right? And we can find out where we're missing things. Tuesday. All right, Linda, that sound good? Yeah. Okay. And you guys, the teams are doing a great job. We're growing faster and faster. So we just got to put some catch-alls in place. This is happening now. I'm announcing it. So after Tuesday, they will not be recorded. They are live interactions. We're just going to smooth out the issues. There is no such thing as a dumb question. We want to get things going. The only way to be like truly stupid here is not raise your hand because we can't read your mind. You might have troubles copying and pasting. We'll help you fix it. And the thing is, whatever your problem is, you're probably not alone. So if we fix it and we walk you through it, we're going to help others at the same time. It's all good. Some things people don't even realize they didn't know, didn't understand. So it's good to cover it. Once you understand everything we teach in all 4 sessions, it's just practice makes progress. You're going to get better and better at it, and you're going to get better results. All right. This is going to lead to some stuff I wanted to talk about. And Tuesdays, you guys, this is for you. This is time that Tanya and I come on here. We're going to focus on different things, and I'm going to be driving a lot. These Tuesdays, these Saturday calls, I'm going to be driving the MSIs to make sure we're all beating to the same drum and teaching you guys how to take action with what we have. We have eliminated friction points. If you're brand new, congratulations. There's a lot of hardships you will not have to learn. Everybody else, shift to the new, get going in the new process, and just over and over and over again until you get it down. All right. You know, there's some interesting thoughts, right? People will go spend a lot of time at a job to learn the craft, and then they jump into an online business and they don't give the same type of respect. If they don't learn it in 5 minutes, they think it's not for them. Anybody can do this. It's not anything you would have learned anywhere else. Our system isn't like anything out there. This is a custom built based on what works and what I've proven out. And you guys, I'll let you guys know I'll let you guys know something that's pretty awesome. What we're doing is seriously years ahead of the rest of the world. I foresaw the content marketing being very big, and I was ridiculed for it by peers and fellow professionals that said content wasn't necessary. You need to go just do pay-per-click ads. You just need to do all that stuff. And just so you guys know, most of them aren't even in the space anymore. You got to see the future and build towards it. And the trends aren't always visible to not everybody. And content is where it's at. Content is what we get paid a lot for with our Google partnership with Google AdSense. Content is king. All right. So if you can write some things down today, content is king. A lot of the things we're going to focus on and write on may not have results that people expect to have in minutes. They might not have results for years, but they pan out. We are going to be chasing keyword trends ahead of time. I'm getting back to schedule on that. That's happening on the Saturday trainings. This last Saturday, we focused on an amazing keyword, a whole keyword trend that we're going to continue to focus on Saturdays. If you want to be ahead of the game on that, be on the Saturday trainings. Saturday trainings are where we're going to do the more how-to, follow me, watch me do it, live training constantly on new ideas and directions. You guys get to sit down with me like you're in my office, looking over my shoulder as I do the work I do. I started doing content marketing back in 1997. The things I wrote back then are still making me money today. It's been a while. I have kids that old, okay? They're giving me grandkids now. Let's just space it all out. And I'm still getting paid on the work I did back then. You're all going to learn how to do that because we're doing that. We're also going to take advantage of things that happen now, but we're going future forward. When you do SEO and content and you're ahead of the curve, you win. You want to be riding the curve after, you want to be ahead of it, okay? There's things that we're going to be able to focus on, things that are going to be awesome to have ahead of time. We're going to work on those on Saturdays. Now, everybody's going to get writing. You're going to get better and better at it. And we're going to curve through it. But you guys have a very good starting point. You want to make sure you modify your pages, get Google AdSense. All right, now I'm going to talk about something that I love to talk about. It's a 4-letter word. It starts with a G, ends with a T, and it's grit. It's grit. It's your stick-to-itiveness, right? Grit. How gritty is it, you know? And grit is how you stick with a business. Like, you got to be gritty, right? You got to have a thick skin. You're going to go forward on a plan and follow it. We've given everybody here a solid path. You just got to follow the system. Do what I do, you'll get what I get. Right? And maybe you're not doing it perfectly. We'll find out where it's at. And where we see something not working, we know how to fix it because we've got it set, it's all in a system. But grit is what keeps you, going, right? You got to have grit. Successful people have grit. Quitters don't have grit. Grit is anti-quit all over you, right? You got grit, you're going to stick through with it. You guys, there are so many things that get in our way, right? And I bring up reset, refocus, recommit. It's a solid pattern to live by to get back on track, right? You get knocked off the track. Kids have an issue, neighbor has an issue, your job has an issue, anything happens, right? But you've got to have grit. Delisle, yes, I'm glad you wrote that down. You got to have grit. There's things that people learn in their environment, right? But people with grit see it through. They get through the hard times to have the great times. Now, we've got mechanisms in place that from trial and error, we know how to build income and maintain it, keep it, and build upon it. We don't have flash pan success. That comes and it goes. And a lot of people get in trouble with that because they think everything is going to be that great or grow from there. We are building stable foundational incomes. We are building upon proven grit. We are building on proven foundational grit businesses. Think about it, all right? And I want you guys just to understand this. And today's lesson it's grit. It is. I really should focus on it a lot because not everybody comes from an environment where they were taught to have grit. There is a lot of softies out there now where something doesn't go right or they feel offended. They just quit, or they want something handed to them. It's never going to happen, right? You've got to stick through it. Those who overcome the obstacles win. You guys, marketing is all about overcoming obstacles too. We're solving problems, and we solve problems because a problem is an obstacle. Marketing is literally grit in just a longer form. Marketing and grit are the same thing. We're going to just properly, push through, solve things, adapt, and not quit until we get our message right. I look at when I do a marketing presentation, and if it doesn't get the results that I want, I tweak it. I don't just throw it away and say, I can't do this. No, I just know I'm missing the point. I know I'm not getting my message across right. I know that what I thought was the best way to portray that product or service isn't being received by the audience. I'm going to keep modifying it. I'm going to change the words I use. I'm going to adjust things so that I can adapt to the changing environment that's there. The way that I would market and say something today may not be the same way I do it in a month or 6 months or a year. You guys, wine, it took me 18 months to go from what I thought was great to knocking it out of the park all around. It took me 18 months. I constantly was testing things out, how to present it, how to properly get it relayed on what it was. Why weren't people gravitating towards the buy? We hit it out of the park so good, a lot of people would have left it alone, but I knew I could get better numbers. I knew I could get closer to a higher ratio. We had the right people coming in. The presentation was just tweaked. I wasn't saying the right things or explaining enough of the wrong things. And I was biased because I loved wine. I don't know why people wouldn't understand the difference. Once I figured out that no one really knew the difference, then I started explaining it better. It's things like that that create the success in a marketing presentation. Same thing it does like with anything else, right? I mean, everything in life, we got to figure out how we get what we want. What do we need to say to get that, and how to do it with integrity, hopefully, because that is the key. And having grit, and I'm going to have grit to my principles. I'm not going to do anything that's going to get me in trouble. I don't like to be in trouble. Tell me the rules. I'll follow the rules. I'll find a way to make the rules work for what I need to do without breaking them. Because if I can do that, I can remain in business for a long time. We have freedoms, but those freedoms come with guidelines that don't hurt other people's freedoms, guidelines that don't defraud people, guidelines that don't misrepresent. I like those guidelines. I'll play with those rules and make it work. But you got to have grit, right? You can't cheat. Like, there's things you could say to make people want to do something, but it's not exactly true. That's not okay. Grit means holding to your integrity and representing it properly, finding the right way to represent it that doesn't cross that line of integrity. That's grit. Might take longer. Might take combating advertisers that are going to not stick with grit. And I've watched it for years. You guys, I have literally gone toe to toe with competitors for years that were willing to cross those lines. I've also been around long enough to see karma work. And here I am still standing. Here we all are all still standing because I never lost my grit. I kept it. I continue to keep it. And it pays off. And anybody that has crazy success really out the bat, and you look what they're doing, if they're breaking what I call grit, the integrity role, it's never going to last long. It'll always come crashing down. Eventually it'll catch up to them. So we market in a very awesome, full of integrity way with the way we do performance blogging. We're very careful on what we say. We don't make income claims. We don't make product claims that we can't validate ourselves. We don't invent things that it does. We don't claim cures. We just talk about personal references of what it's done to us. Truth. It's grit. Integrity, truth, grit. And that is a very important lesson to understand. A lot of times people learn from their environment to do whatever it takes to get there. Push your way out, shove your way out, say this over there, promise this, don't deliver that. You might get somewhere. You might get to where you want to get for a temporary purpose. Karma is always going to catch up, right? The right thing is going to balance out, always. But if you can hold to the grit and watch what you're messaging, it's going to pan out. Yeah, it might take longer than the next guy that's not, but it's going to last. And we want lasting incomes, solid incomes. That's why grit is so important. And I want to put it out there. I'm known as an amazing marketer that never crosses the line. I've lost accounts because I refuse to cross the line for them. I will always lose accounts that ask me to do that. There is nothing for me to sell out to lose that. I've gone this many years without losing grit. Why would I want to lose it now? I know that it works better longer. So as we perfect things, we're gonna be finding out what grit is going to work best in that marketing message, and we all get a gain from that. Because if it works for me, it'll work for you. So I'm gonna let you guys in on a little bit of a secret. I'm already working on something big for us, and you guys might be participating in it, whether you realize it or not. And an announcement's going to come on September 24th. And those of you that are doing it with me are going to be jumping up and down for joy because we're already ahead of it. So Saturday mornings, pay attention. Let's go to work. Now, I'm going to cover another angle of grit, and this is in your business and in building here. Okay. Be marketing. And I know I got some students on here. I'm not going to call you out, but V marketing is a building up process. Okay. And I have a very strong belief. I think I cover it in my book. Cover your nut. You guys ever hear me talk about covering your nut? And I look at it like a squirrel, but it's got some funny connotations, but it's a true fact. All right. I used to call it a theory, but it's a fact. If you don't make enough money to cover your bills, cover your nut, you make the worst decisions. Desperation leads you to do horrible things that you wouldn't have ever done. You'll take risks that you shouldn't have taken because it's almost like you're throwing out Hail Marys. Calm it down, get some grit, do it right. You're in a community now that can overcome a lot of things. If it's a financial thing, it's only money. We know how to make that here. What are you willing to do? Okay. Are you willing to push yourself and do things ethically with integrity and push your comfort zone? We can help you with that. That's what I want to talk about today. This is where my grit conversation is coming from. Grit's around everything we do. Now, if you've got grit, you're not going to panic. You're going to learn the skills that allow you to bring in money. You learn the skills to bring in money, right? Money, I like to say energy. We receive energy when we offer a service of value. We get paid for the value we offer. Does everybody understand that? That's the exchange of money. No one just gives you money to give you money. You've got to do something to earn it. You got to do something of value to get it. In marketing, we provide customers to our clients. We connect a product or service with a client. That's what we get paid to do. And in that process, we have ways to do it where we're growing our foundation, our teams. Okay. If you've got grit with V marketing and you're willing to allow us to push your comfort zones, you can make incredible incomes. In fact, when I look at everybody's goals and what their desires are when they came into RRR247, your $500 a week, your $1,000 a week, $2,000 a month, an extra $1,500, that's pretty much the common areas people are trying to solve. Do V marketing, help set those appointments for the presenters, learn how to be an instructor. You can control your income. Also, you're building your PBSs up. You're going to be building that passive income, that 24 hours, 7 days a week, using the power of the internet and using the SEO and content marketing and link post marketing, the social media drives to get traffic coming in on a regular basis. It works that way. It works that way. You don't, and if you had 10,000, 20,000 new visitors a month, and that might sound like a lot. There's 3 billion people online. I get the right keywords and right key areas to drive people in. I'm going to tell you at 10 or 20,000 new visitors every month, you're probably going to be seeing anywhere from $500 to $1,500 in Google AdSense. Now there's a varies, depends what you're focused on. If you focus on our anchors, it's probably going to be on the higher side. Wine pulls in consumers. Those consumers tend to have a higher click per or commission per click CPC with Google AdSense than low-end consumers. By marketing wine, we're bringing people that usually have more affluence. Google already knows who they are. So Google's going to give them higher things and get in front of them with things that are probably paying out more in click, cost per click, which we get upwards of 80% of that. Is this making sense? So everything I do, there's a method to my madness. Wine is the perfect anchor because not only is it valuable for what we do in the Wine of the Month Club, but the consumers it brings into our PBSs tend to be high profile consumers that Google AdSense is going to put higher pay per click ads in front of. All right, now we focus on some financial, products. We're going to feature some other things. All right, health and nutrition, that's our Bella Vita, right? Bella Vita brings in consumers too. People looking for weight loss or youth and beauty, they tend to be good-sized consumers. Again, Google's going to be feeding them better cost per click ads, and it raises what we get. There's a method to the madness. We're not, there's different levels of consumers and there are different ads that run to those, all right? But by being gritty on putting ads out on a regular basis, we create that to happen. We also get more exposure to our anchors. We also get more exposure to consumers that like what we offer in our anchors. That's why we focus on them the most. We have low end things. We have like small purchase price stuff, sure, but we try to focus on niche things that bring in a high value consumer because we win on them overall with Google AdSense and more. And there's a method to it. And I want you guys just to understand that everything I give you has a mapped out reason. I'm not just willy-nilly choosing things. I look at what the overall circular motion of that is going to create for us, and then we feed it. Okay. Now you guys are just got to follow it because you do what I do, you're going to get what I get. But I want to just let you guys know it's all based on grit. I'm going to try it out. We put it out together. Some things we just add because it's a kiosk, but I'm constantly testing it. If I can find a better way to portray it, then I'm going to show you guys that. That's what we're going to be focusing on the Saturday trainings. So this past Saturday, I'm going to go back. We started working on something. We're going to continue to work on that and work on the next thing and the next thing. We have some key things that I saw ahead of time that were keyword leaders, things that there is a buzz about, things that people are getting more and more knowledge about, that they're not heavily advertised, that we can set ourselves up as the experts and get on that front page, the second page, and gain traffic. These are things that make a difference on how much you can make with your PBS versus not make. You've got to have the right things in there. You got to be working on different documentation, article writing, things like that. I'm going to devote time every Saturday to help you guys do that, except on Saturdays when we're traveling. Like this Saturday, you're gonna have some special MSIs working on some stuff. I think the first hour, yep, you're going to, because our travel plans got changed on us. It happens. So usually we try not to travel on the Fridays and Saturdays for this, but this Saturday we'll be traveling, and I'm going to have somebody else working with you guys on that 9 o'clock time. And it's going to be relative to what we're doing, right? Here's what we have today. We have 23 or 24 incredible MSIs. I'm probably off on the number, and they all know how to do this. They've learned how to do this. Some of them write exceptionally well. Some of them know how to research better than me. I have students that are outdoing me in Google AdSense money, and that's awesome. That's awesome. But it's going to come down to grit and sticking with it. You guys, I'll tell you this. If you look at the income that I get, that I've made from doing all this and the hours I put into it, I've been paid well over $1,000 an hour, and it's probably significantly more than that now. Because whether I work on those pages again or not, I don't have to. They've already been indexed. People are going through them. It's generating that revenue. I'm getting paid from Google AdSense. I'm getting paid on continuity products that we sell and the services we sell, and we're bringing more of those on. You guys, I've been having some incredible calls. There's some big things coming in. We just got to build a distribution network. Now I'm gonna just explain something. Okay. Sticking through and having grit to build this with us year after year after year. If you look at our history, it's only gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. The opportunity potential has just grown. It's not shrinking, it's growing. And I've been stating all along, when we get more and more active bloggers in this RRR247 marketing family, our value goes up. We get bigger commissions, we get more exposure, and the more keywords and volume of traffic and SEO that we get collectively benefits everybody here. We've already been part of some very big launches, very big opening projects that we wouldn't have had opportunity to unless we were the size that we are. The bigger we get, the more those things are going to start coming down. You guys, it's an incredible opportunity always. And the more we put into it, the more grit we have to grow our business, the more it's worth to others. The more that we have a service that people are willing to pay for, right? Energy. There are some awesome things on the horizon. And I'm gonna just let you guys know, we're already building into a whole different speed. Okay, removing these friction points. Now it's just a matter of getting everybody on board, right? Hold on one second, I gotta grab some water. All right. So we're going to be building, right? And we're going to be launching some things always. We all need to get used to the art of performance blogging so that when I roll out a new page, we have a new offer. One of the MSIs rolls out a new page on a call, we're able to copy it, modify it, and start putting it out there like we do. We're going to get back to the swing of this, okay? We've been really focused on how do we help our new students, right, build their income faster. How do we get them to where they're seeing proof of income and not wanting to quit before they get anything done? It's been a constant problem, right? I talk about the two mindsets. The employee mindset, I also call it the broke mindset. It's just what it is. They want to see proof. They're always going to want to see proof, and they'll always remain broke because they want to see what someone else can do with it before they jump in and try to do it, which makes no sense, right? It makes no sense. But that's that environment. And it makes sense to them because they're like, I don't want to get ripped off. I'm so worried about it not working that I'm not going to take the risk. That's not a business owner mentality. Business owners, and it's a wealthy mindset, we want opportunity. We want our chance to go do it, and we want to figure out ourselves on the way. And we may not have all the answers yet, but man, that opportunity looks great. And if I take the risk, I have the chance for a bigger reward. The more you risk, the more the reward. That's typically the way it goes. I think everybody's heard that, right? no risk, no reward, right? If you don't invest in it, you can't get gains, right? The more you're willing to put into it. You guys have all heard that, right? So I get that. I also believe in the utopian man. I believe in the utopian way of life too, right? It's something I've always liked, and every time I read about it in the Bible and read about the utopian process and the way it was supposed to be, and then I read books about what people wrote, what utopian would be like, and how to make a utopian society, and it always just rang to me, right? And I'd be in philosophical conversations, usually with very wealthy people, and talking about how we can make the world a better place and make it more equal to grow and opportunity wise, and build up the neighborhoods and all that kind of stuff. But it sounded great, but no one was willing to stick their neck out to get it done. Everybody was still worried that they'd go, risk it out there and it would backfire and they'd lose everything they built up. There's that fear. They have a fear. Fear usually means fear is not a good thing, right? I don't think, is there anybody that thinks fear is good? Fear of the unknown or fear of losing on something. I know that if I lost everything, if I lost every penny I had to my name right now, I know I could start on the street, put me on a corner, I'll find an opportunity and find a way to make some money. With integrity and grit that I have, I'll grow it again. You know how to do it, and you have the confidence to do it, so you can go and do that. And after knowing so many different things to do to create a position where you have value to get paid, I know I could help somebody market any day I want, and I know I could pull in revenue because I know I could deliver results that has a worth. Marketing is probably the most amazing profession that way, because if you know how to market, you know that most people don't. And if you can get results, they happen to solve the problems that everybody's trying to solve, right? You guys know I talk about that law of marketing. That law of marketing is one of the most underrated things I know. Most people don't even understand it. They never were taught it. And people, even with successful businesses, don't even understand it. It's unbelievable to me. And everybody here, you guys all know it. And you're already a heads up on that. That knowledge is powerful. And now what we got to do is just continue to build with what we're doing, and you'll be great. Okay, guys, we have a complete system. Everything's here. I'm going to push your comfort zones a little bit and let's talk about that. So, be marketing. Be marketing is your gateway to change everything. If there is one thing that we have added, and we added it in January 2018, was be marketing. And that's where we gave everybody the equalizer, very utopian equalizer, where we funded your paid marketing. We gave everybody access to paid marketing to build their teams, build their businesses, and build leverage. Everybody that wants it, it's here. And then I had to, listen, work. We had awesome runs of success. And I started seeing where people weren't taking advantage of it, right? We identified a couple friction points, one of which is all about receiving. I had so many people tell me, Rory, I don't want to hurt you and Tanya. I'm afraid I'll do something and screw it up. And I get where people are coming from now, because I listened to enough and I broke it down. So I'm going to say this again, and for you that are brand new, you didn't hear this before, those of you heard it again, this is a good broken record moment. Receive. If you don't know how to receive, start learning. Because if you can't receive, you're never going to have the wealth you deserve. You will stonewall your own success because you're going to fail to receive. I know this personally. I lived it firsthand. You guys, I went through a period of my life, and I always had what I needed. I always had the money I needed. I never was in a situation where I could say no. I always had the money. It always came to me what I needed. All right. I never felt I deserved overabundance. I never felt that I deserved extra. And I didn't realize that until I broke it down, and it was looking at why I wasn't achieving more, and why, gosh, I brought in, $2 million that year. I could have brought in more. Why did I stop? I have drive. What was holding me back? Right. So now that I've identified it, this is years ago, thankfully. Okay. And it was early 2000s. when I broke free from this. And you guys, it gave me such amazing freedom. Once I realized I needed to receive, once I realized I needed that overabundance to do even more, once I realized there was a lot more to do and I needed the resources for it, and I'm a good person, I'm going to do good things, and it changed everything. All right. And I kept the same grit. I did the same things, but things happened better, easier. And it just seemed like everything got simpler and the money came in more. I had excess, right? I had access to where I could help others all the time. I had access to where I could literally take vacations and splurge and not worry about it. I had crazy situations come up, and there was always the resources and more than. And it allowed me to really build on some things. And if it wasn't that mentality change, this wouldn't have ever happened. If we didn't have things fall into place because of that thought process and the overabundance, this wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't have been able to help everybody. So I'm telling you, that B marketing isn't something that just happened. That B marketing is something that happened because I learned to receive. Tanya learned to receive. We learned to receive knowing if we had access, we could help others, and we could use that overabundance to grow and build up the utopian way of life that we wanted to build, that we wanted to be part of, that we wanted to join with God and find a better way to make the world better and do it with anybody would listen to us, it would follow with what we were doing. That's grit that hasn't changed. It's only grown. And in 2018, January of 2018, we announced V Marketing. And we explained how we're going to pay for leads. You just got to go to work and use them. And here we are today. It's August 9th, 2022, right? We're 4.5+ years out. And V Marketing is super strong. It's even better now than it was then. We know what our measurements are. We know what our return's going to look like to reinvest it. But we can literally support anybody, and no one here needs to pay for marketing. That's unheard of anywhere else. It's unheard of so much. I have most people say like it doesn't even sound real, Rory. Well, it's real. We figured out how to fund the marketing for everybody and fill our business needs to where we could reinvest back into it again in 3.5 years. So Tanya and I just got to fund the money with the philanthropy into a self-liquidating marketing machine when we all pull together and make it work. It's incredible. So become part of e-marketing, and I'm going to tell you this, it's going to take grit. You're going to get to go at it, and you may not get the results you want right away. I'm not sure what your expectations are. Has anybody here ever had their marketing paid for them before and had something different happen? Probably not. You got to build a pipeline. You got to have activities and patterns that go out. You guys, what you don't see is we've got machines, right? Servers, algorithms. We are mass marketing and paying for pay-per-click to get in front of people that are looking for a solution to work from home, to make money online, to make money in affiliate marketing. That's how pretty much everybody here came into RRR. We paid a lot of money to get out there. No matter how great what we do is, we still have to market it. Okay? Well, we're spending a lot of money to do that. Huge, all right? 7 figures a month. That money goes into marketing. It creates a bunch of leads that come through, and we prioritize them. The ones that are serious enough to go through become a student. The ones that don't become a student go into our B marketing pile. We still spend dollars to create them, and we're using them to help build what we have. See, we have this self-feeding machine here, and it's all based on grit. If we keep doing what we say, we're going to provide a lot of solutions for everybody. Well, we just do what we say. I'm on the phones every day. I'm talking to new students every day. This is what I signed on for, and this is what the instructor signed on for, and we get to help new people get going with this every day. And if we do our jobs right and they do their jobs right by learning and adapting, pretty soon they don't need us anymore. They can start leading others. They can pay it forward. It's utopian. That's what it's meant to be. We're going to give you the skills to create the time and financial freedom, but you've got to pay it forward to others. There's the catch. Everybody wants to know what the gotcha is. That's the gotcha. And if you don't pay it forward, it will dry up at some point. Luckily, we attract people to pay it forward, and it's working tremendously. So how do you speed it up? Remarketing session in session 3, you're going to learn how to set the presenter. Do you want to do a better job? Help get the people you set to show up for their appointment. Follow-up calls, follow-up texts. Phone calls work great. And you're going to be a secretary at this point, right? You're going to edify and get them to talk to their person. Your job isn't to present. Your job is to connect them with the presenter. The presenter is well trained in what we do. They may have been here for a long time and their belief factor is crazy high because they know this works. They're going to be convicted on the phone. That sells. The person hears it in their tone. They know it's real. Everybody's worried, especially people coming from a broke environment, that they're just going to get scammed. Someone's going to take their money. It's not going to work for them. They're going to have to work at McDonald's the rest of their life or Dollar Tree or wherever they're coming from. And we got to prove to them. We got to show them. We got to give them proof. They're broke-minded. They want proof. Well, every conversation they have with a real person is more proof. The people they're working with are successful instructors, successful in this system already, more proof. Then when we get into marketing and they start setting appointments, those appointments show up, their team starts growing, and you start making money based on the leverage of the systems, from Wine, from Bella Vita, from Vivo, from everything that we have. And as that builds, there's more proof, and now we're building solid foundational incomes. To do it faster, learn how to present. And the thing about it is that's going to come when you're convicted. You start seeing success, push yourself. There's people here, and I know when I start talking like on the phones, I can see you tense up. Well, I'm going to ask you a question. Back to covering the nut. I know everybody, pretty much everybody here probably knows what it's like to be in financial disarray. Maybe you have to choose what bill to pay at the end of the month, balance things out. Catastrophe happens, the fridge dies, the microwave oven blows up, the washing machine dries, and now you got to dip into savings. You're getting further behind. You probably know what it's like not to have enough money at the end of the month. And is that push your comfort zone? I mean, literally, you're comfortable before that happened. Now you got this big expense that's going to max out your credit card. It makes you uncomfortable. And you did it on something that's not going to make the money back for you probably, right? Uncomfortable, right? All these different issues that happen that make you uncomfortable. And you deal with it and you go on, right? Well, how about getting uncomfortable? Learn some more grit. Learn to have it, make it provide more energy that you provide for a solution that's going to give you back energy or money. And use that to grow more, push your comfort zones, push your taste so you can accept more, receive more, and make it so you have a better life. More resources is a good thing. I know what the cliche, right? Money can't buy happiness. I'm going to tell you, I don't know who says that. Money does buy happiness because it buys time and financial freedom when used right, and that's happiness. You know what isn't happiness? Asking for time off. Being at someone's beck and call Monday through Friday, and then when you want time to do yourself, you got to ask permission for that. That's the scam, okay? That's the scam out there, right? It's amazing to me what people will put up and they think it's okay. You guys, I've crossed this and I'll probably cross it again because it's another good broken record thing. Even having a job costs money. People will pay it, and then when they have to invest in themselves to have a business, they say, you're scamming me. Well, the job's a scam. You got to pay gas, food, clothing to have that job. Why would it be different to have an opportunity where you can risk and gain more? Guys, it's a partnership here. Your guys' income is not set by any type of a ceiling for me or Tanya or anybody at RRR. If you want to bring in more success than your instructor, you can. It's welcomed. This is why we're opening up all sorts of, I guess, catch-alls, right? Tuesday night, we're in just a few minutes, I'm going to close this out. Everybody wants to go on. We'll do some Q&A. We'll answer some questions. I'm going to cover some stuff about Accelerate. All right, so I'll do that first. Biggest investment you can make in yourself is investing into yourself, your knowledge, learning a new trait, learning a new skill that you can create energy with, money, that you can carry on to the future. You guys, what we get to do, we can do from anywhere we have internet access. You know, you can build with the updates with WordPress, you can build a page, market everything on your cell phone now. It's smooth. In fact, some features work better on your cell phone than your desktop now. That's where we're at. That's where we're at, guys. I can be at the airport building a page. I do it all the time on my cell phone. I don't know, whip out the laptop, which I have. I can just sit there on my phone, knock out a page, see something I want to write about, post it and get it going. That's adding value, more pages, right? And then it's just a matter of getting that primed out there, do what we do in the posting ads, social media, let it do its thing over and over again. The more keywords, the more areas we focus on, the more chances for success we have. If you have enough, I call them fishing lines, right? You have enough lines in the water, you're going to catch something. You have enough topics you're talking about and you're doing it the right way, you're going to catch something. And it may not be today, it may be months down the road, and you're going to get better and better, because every time you write a page, you're practicing. Every time you're getting better, your skill set's growing. Gosh, I went through a discussion with Costa. Niall and I were on there and brought up some, again, broken record things for those of us that have been in the marketing industry. 10,000 hours. Write it down. 10,000 hours. There's a book. I'm going to actually put this on the reading side. There's a book called The Outliers. Yeah, the author is Malcolm Gladwell. The Outliers. Okay. In The Outliers, there is they talk about 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours, roughly it's 5 years. 10,000 hours is what it takes to be an expert in anything. 10,000 hours. So I was really thinking about this. This is what I know, right? I've been doing this for a lot more than 10,000 hours. I'm pretty dang good at it. But I was looking at our MSIs, all right? And I was thinking about Sheila Matchett. Sheila comes up all the time because she just impresses Tanya and I to death. Her writing ability, her research ability, it's unbelievable. And she didn't start out like that. She had some good skills, but she's been doing way more than 10,000 hours at RRR247. So we call her the queen of PBS because she's amazing at it. Well, she is an expert. She's probably got 20,000 hours because she just does it so much, so well. And then I started looking at everybody else that's been having great success, that's been around here 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours. And I look about everything out there and the people I know that are professional waiters and waitresses and cooks and gosh, you know, cement truck drivers. They've been doing it for 5 years. Yeah, they're an expert at it. 10,000 hours, right? I'm thinking about my attorneys. Well, my attorneys I've known for like a long time too, 25 years, 28 years. They're experts. They've got way more than 10,000 hours. And I remember when they were green, right? I got to work with both my attorneys now when they were pretty much brand new attorneys back in 1992, 93, 94. And they were pretty new to law. And I got to watch them grow and develop. And they were there to grow and develop as the internet was growing and developing, and they've been around all the law changes. And, you know, we got a new attorney that we work with now that's part of this whole crypto scene. They're setting regulation up, and I've learned, you want to be around somebody that's going to grow into it. We're going to need it. The laws aren't even established yet. 10,000 hours. And I look at it and I started really thinking about it. And I'm all about numbers and stats, and there's usually a pattern to things, always a pattern to things. 10,000 hours. And I'm thinking, gosh, you know, we have students that are coming in, and, you know, they're coming from different walks of life. And we have a lot of nurses. they're experts nurses. They've had way more than 10,000 hours, right? Like, I mean, I think they work a 10,000 hour shift a month almost, right? The 12, 14-hour days, it adds up fast. They're experts, right? And they are some of the most amazing, natural, they just give, right? They're very nurturing. They also have grit. And I think they just know they'll just put up with the most amazing amount of stuff and get through it because they want to help everybody. They're very team oriented. And I was looking at this, and and I like to put this out there. Every time I'm talking to a new student and find out they've been, in nursing, it's never for 1 year. It's usually like 15 years, 20 years. They're experts at it. They're just usually, you guys are burning out, right? Even, you got to burn your trading hours for dollars. And I'm looking at what we get to do here on the grit side, but man, 10,000 hours. So if you start putting your head down, right? Get your habits going, find when you can do your V marketing, build your pages, do it for 10,000 hours. You're going to be a freaking expert at this. And especially with the new things that we have. Guys, that's what it takes to be an expert. And if you're an expert at this, I'm going to tell you something. That's where we want you to be, because you're going to have the time and financial freedom you deserve. If you're an expert at this, you're going to know how to kick the stuff out there that's going to be bringing the money in. You're going to know how to participate in all the V marketing and the instructing and everything to make the money and build the teams and leverage. Make money by actually helping other people make money. It's the best self-liquidating machine we've ever seen. And it's just following the laws of having a utopian lifestyle, utopian community. It is that simple. But you guys, it still takes grit. I watch on the grit side of things, and I see people that have a lot of grit to stay poor. I have relatives that work harder to stay poor. If they put that same energy into something constructive, who knows what they could do? They just choose to put the grit to be depressed, to be against, anybody successful, to just, complain about their life, live off the state. The grit they put into that. And if they could just channel that energy into a positive direction, not only could they better themselves and their family, but they could impact others and help others. One path is the way we're supposed to go. The other path is just self-loathing, and it's going to lead to a life of regret. I'm just seeing where this energy is at, and I'm glad you guys are here. Everybody here is putting grit towards their life and changing their life, right? And it's not just about the money, right? Money is a resource. If you guys don't focus on the money, you're going to see more here. We get to help others. We get to help share this utopian way of things, help give everybody a hand up, help educate people on how they can have time and financial freedom, and be part of the marketing world that pays so well when you connect the products and services with consumers. So there's my lesson on grit today. Put some stuff in perspective, get your V marketing going, and I'm gonna close this off right now and say God bless everybody that sticks around. We're gonna do some Q&A for the next little bit. Yes, accelerate, guys. Let me end with this real quick. We are going to be launching, like, we're getting everything in motion right now. We're getting everybody used to these friction points that are gone. We're charging ahead. We're picking up momentum, guys. I'm watching it. Some of these MSI teams are picking up steam. It is freaking, it's getting really fun. And we're going to just keep on that path, right? We know how to fix it. We've fixed it. Now let's get everybody on board. That's where we're in the onboard stage. Everybody that's new, you guys just get on. You don't need to learn anything old. You just go forward. That's the beautiful part about that, right? We got to teach you what we know how to do the best right now. And that's where we're at. Now, we're all coming together for a couple events in September. The harvest event's going to be one incredible day of fun. We're going to have some awesome celebration. I have some surprises there. I'm having some fun with it right now. We got a month to go, and I'm making some changes. Okay, this happens. I don't know what it was. Anyway, so that's there. But then we get together in Dallas, September 22nd to the 26th. Several of us are there the 27th to the 28th even, because we're going to spend extra time together with the teams. This is our in-office time together. Okay, this is an investment into you to come get better at this craft and soak up a lot of knowledge to make those 10,000 hours even more profitable for you. If you're not to Dallas, get there. Everybody deserves to invest in themselves. I've gone over some stats with you guys, and I keep looking at it more. I talked to my brain trust. These are the guys I go on my mastermind with. These are people I've known since I was literally a teenager, right? We've grown our businesses together. We've built businesses. We've invested together. We own boats together. We have fun. They all, just like me, have invested into ourselves going to conventions and events to learn. We have paid fortunes to go sit with the best of CEOs of other industries to learn how they think and to develop our skill sets. So I started studying, and I think I told you guys this before, but successful CEOs go to an average of 6 educational events, masterminds, conventions a year. Now, we have pretty much 4 set up. There's a reason. Event to event to event to an event is growth. You're investing in yourself to become better, and then you're a better contributor to your team. You're a better contributor to your family. You're a better person because you learn how to communicate better. You learn how to share this incredible energy of success. And then if you look at the employee mindset, employees don't go to any events. They don't invest in those. They'll spend their money on a concert. They'll spend $2,000 to go to a concert. Tickets, hotel, food, gear. Concerts aren't necessarily making them any money, not making them better people. They're fun, it's over. And the people they hang out with are pretty much the same. And, if you're trying to break yourself into a different realm of income, of lifestyle, you can't learn from somebody that doesn't have what you want. You should be hanging out with people that have what you want and are willing to teach you to bring you up to that. That's what RRR247 is all about. And one of the best ways to get involved in it is obviously show up to our trainings, but the live events are going to be so much more impactful. So get there. All right. We know there's still some rooms. We bought a block of rooms that's still available for you guys to get. There's still tickets we put on hold under RRR247. You guys can still get. We're a month and a half away. Airfares are still pretty okay. Southwest and JetBlue just put on huge sales. All of them going to, depending where you're coming from. Southwest is still like great rates. I helped someone else get one yesterday. It was $189. Great rate, round trip. Right? Our hotel rate, we're staying at the host hotel. It works out to about $150 a night. Split that with 2, split it with 3, whatever you got to do, get there. You will be a better person for it, and you'll thank me for pushing you to go. I've heard a couple of people say, Rory just really gets on that. Yeah, it's that important. And we're going to make it a habit. And we're also putting mechanisms in place that if you get involved with marketing, you get involved with presenting, and you follow our system that we have there, you're going to be able to earn your way next year to everything. You'll literally get paid to go. That's how important it is for us that we built that in. This is on top of our crazy, awesome commission structures. We found out, how do we find a way to take care of those that are going to put the effort in? How do we reward them? And we'll cover that over and over again. And we do it under Wine Ambassador, which you guys, we are a distribution network. It feeds our utopian way of life because we're offering services that the world needs. But the more we get together and can hone in how to do it better and how to do it more efficiently and how to teach people that wouldn't have learned it anywhere else, how to overcome certain obstacles sooner rather than later, it's not a better thing than a live event. So get there. That being said, God bless. Get with your instructor on that. And I'm going to go to Q&A right after this.